Today for e-learning on Thursday, October 8th, answer this question. What is the law of conservation of mass? Basically, you're starting with something. It is going to go through a chemical reaction, and then you're going to have a product. So, for example, if I set some logs on fire, and then after I let it burn and I allow it to go through the entire chemical reaction, I'm going to have some products of ash and some smoke. Right? So if I capture all the smoke and all the ash, it would still weigh the same amount as the logs. But you might think that I'm wrong on that because you're just thinking about the ashes. It would be very, very difficult to capture all of the smoke and weigh it. Yes, I agree. But if you were to hypothetically do so, then it would have the same mass, which is the law of conservation of mass. Today, we are going to be completing a lab in class. What I'm going to have you do, you may not have sugar cubes. That's okay. In your kitchen, find some sugar. Okay? Find some tin foil and find a candle. Okay? You're going to have to be very careful here. And you're going to go through this procedure. Basically, you're going to make a small little bowl out of tin foil. Okay, so you're going to, or if you want to think about it as a boat, make it so the sugar is not going to fall out of the tin foil. You're going to place the tin foil on top of a lit candle. Don't put it in the flame, just put it above the flame. Make sure you're using something so you don't have to touch the tin foil and burn yourself. And then you're going to observe what happens. As you can see here, if you just crush the sugar, hopefully you realize that that is just a physical change. If you heat the sugar, hopefully you realize what is going to happen, and I want you to take a look at what happens, and after it cools, I want you to make an observation of what happens as well. Okay, so that is what you are going to do. Okay, you need to make sure you're taking a close look at what happens if you think it's a physical change or a chemical change, whether when you crush the sugar. Again, hopefully you realize that that is a physical change. After you burn the sugar, hopefully you realize that that is a chemical change. And that is what you're going to do and answer these 4 questions. You can do so in an email and send me that email to receive full credit for your lab today. Email me with any questions that you might have, and I'll be happy to help. But essentially, again, find sugar, find tin foil, find a candle, put the sugar in the tin foil, put it above the flame, and observe what happens. Let me know if you have any questions.